Well, okay, maybe a half a dozen.
Maybe if
and
I poke holes in them.
On like a
first.
well, yeah.
You got it.
Well, you could boil them. You could cook them a different way. But I can see you eating like 6 hot dogs while lying on the couch watching a movie, and with no bun.
With no bun.
Maybe a dip. Maybe
No
a dipping
bun.
sauce.
Just would you eat it with your hand?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, not Matthew. No,
No, you need a...
You'd be holding your dog
Probably-
with a
probably
fork.
a fork. Yeah.
So this is what it feels like being on the other side of the ridicule.
So our burger today, Meera. Could you describe it a little bit? You paid more attention to the ingredients than either of
Yeah.
us did.
So yeah, like I was telling you guys, I guess they kept. I mean, it's not a traditional burger, obviously, but they
I
kept
thought
the.
Matthew almost
You
did a
got that.
spit take there.
But they kept.
My mouth was full of water, but I was going to be like, you got that right.
Don't you ever call it a traditional burger?
Well, I'll let you call it a burger for the purposes of this
Yeah.
burger podcast.
Yeah, should we call it a patty?
It wasn't even a patty.
No.
It
Was
was a
even.
veggie burger.
it? It was in a little sack.
It was in like a
little bread
pita,
sack.
Yeah.
like a pita pouch.
So yeah,
It wasn't
so
bad.
it's coming. It's coming in a pita pouch,
Yeah.
a pretty thick like
Yeah.
pita, like not the ones. I don't know. I haven't even seen these types of pita that you can buy at the grocery store.
Honestly,
They're
no.
like
Because
pretty
when I
thick.
think
Yeah.
of a pita, I think of buying pita at the grocery store, and then when I open up to make a sandwich or whatever in it, I always get some holes because I tore it apart too
Yeah, yeah.
vigorously.
Yeah,
and
no, these
wasn't
are
patient
tough.
enough. These ones were easily like 4 times as thick as a regular pita.
Exactly, yeah. So they'll cut off like I guess like the top fifth
Mm-hmm.
of the pita so that it's a pouch, like as you described. And yeah, so like for the veggie burger, they kept the condiments like pretty classic. There was a tomato, a ketchup,
Yeah.
a vegan mayo.
Vegan mayo? I didn't even know.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Now
you
we're
know-
getting into these little tricks, Matthew.
All right. So vegan mayo, like, so obviously there's no eggs. So what they're making it with is most likely just some type of vegetable oil, like something that's maybe like odorless. Like they're not going to use a coconut oil because then
Sure.
you'll
'Cause
smell
then
it.
yeah.
Exactly. It'll change the aroma and it'll change the flavor of it. So probably like maybe like a avocado or grapeseed oil or maybe canola, whatever it is. And then, yeah, like they'll add either like apple cider vinegar or vinegar to give it a bit of a tanginess. Some kind of like a syrup. So maybe like brown rice syrup or maple syrup or agave, whatever it is. And then, yeah, I think mostly for the vegan mayos, they use cream of tartar powder.
Okay.
Which kind of allows you to like emulsify your fats and then get them to be a bit more fluffy
Yeah,
and
that's
like
what I was
tower.
wondering. What would make it that sort of
Like
like
a-
creamy sort of consistency?
Yeah, and I think like it's I don't know if specifically their recipe, but I've definitely made like a vegan mayo myself, and it's basically what it takes. So yeah, and then they had a ketchup, a mayo,
Or carrots,
and
pickles.
Pickles would be like our traditional topping of a burger.
For a burger, yeah.
But then yeah, they had to add a twist on I guess their burgers. So there were sprouts
There's some sprouts, yeah.
or alfalfa sprouts, right? Is it?
Oh, is
yeah.
that? I think that, they're the little
Yeah,
ones.
I
they're
don't
the
know
little
what kind of
ones. Yeah,
sprouts. I never know
alfalfa
what kind of
sprouts,
sprouts.
and then shredded carrot.
Yeah. And
So
there was
I-
lettuce in there too.
And there was lettuce. Yeah, I think like the shredded carrot and the sprouts probably throw people for a loop more than anything.
Maybe a little bit, but I felt like it just gave things a nice little extra texture and crunch.
Yeah.
Now, what was the patty made of? This was
I'm curious.
the interesting thing.
Mm-hmm. So the patty, what keeps it together is quinoa and rice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the densing ingredients, the ones that keep it like to allow it to kind of bind
Be a
together.
patty, yeah.
Yeah, and then because they're not using egg or anything, I'm assuming that like maybe they used like you can make a binder with like flaxseed and water,
Okay.
or chia and water as well, and that really like keeps your grains together.
Is this chia just like the pet?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
chia.
Chia. That's so funny. Yeah, so the
So
chia,
you
exactly.
can eat that like Obama's hair on the Obama chia pet?
Yeah, you can.
There is an Obama chia pet. I'm not making that up.
I bet. Honestly,
Obama's
there was
hair?
so many-
Obama's
Yeah,
hair
it's
isn't
Obama's
anything remarkable, though.
Well, when it's short, it's good for a chia pet, but then it turns into Obama with an afro. And
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's weird.
Like, I
Green
can
afro.
understand like a Marge Simpson chia pet.
I was talking about this the other day with someone was saying that they had a Homer chia pet and how that didn't make sense and how it should have been a Marge.
It should have been.
Anyway,
I had a Homer chia pet and it never worked.
Well, then it worked perfectly.
Exactly. That's the big joke of it all. Send you rotten seeds.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know exactly what their like binder was, but I'm assuming it was something like that. And then like they've spiced it up, and I think there might be some vegetables in there too, because I could see like it looked like there might have been like some carrot within the burger as well.
Yeah, there was something a little more hearty than just beets and rice.
No,
or not beets. What did we say?
Quinoa and rice.
Quinoa and rice. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, there was something like probably some carrots, maybe some like a little bit of potato or something. There was something that gave it a little more meatiness, so to speak.
Yeah,
Matthew, what did you think of the burger?
Everything you just said sounds like so much work. And I think that's why, I think that might be my main issue, is I could never be a vegetarian because I can't just put 6 of something in the microwave and eat it while lying on the couch. I got to do all this work. I got to, you're talking about especially if I was a vegan, then I got to make my own mayonnaise.
I like how you whispered it.
I said if.
I was a vegan.
That does seem like a lot of work, and everybody who I know who's a vegetarian, it's a lot more work that goes into planning out your meals. Just you going to a restaurant, it takes effort to look through and see what things you can piece together to make a meal for yourself. So, I applaud you on that. But for me, this burger, you said the alfalfa sprouts may have thrown some for a loop. I was that I was thrown for quite a loop. Looked like a little alien.
Yeah, you were looking
pod.
at it.
I didn't really understand what it was. It was like the only thing I did really enjoy, that it was held together so perfectly in this little cocoon.
Yeah. Or pita.
But I just didn't know what metamorphosis was happening within that cocoon. I couldn't see. That was like they were hiding it from me. Maybe if it was more translucent.
If it was more translucent, it would be even creepier. You would have liked it much less.
Translucent with little alien sprouts coming out of it.
They're not alien sprouts.
I know, but to someone who doesn't eat it, it's alien to me.
Okay.
At least it had a kind of bread-like exterior, because there's some vegetarian or vegan recipes out there that completely eliminate the bread part of it, and they'll wrap
like
the content. Wrap? Yeah, lettuce wrap. That's too much for me.
Even. I mean, I don't mind a lettuce wrap.
Really?
I guess I prefer a bread when it comes to a burger. I feel like with a lettuce wrap, it never holds together the way a burger would, and it ends up drippier because the bread usually will absorb some juices or sauces or whatever. It just ends up dripping all over the place.
And also, typically your patty will be warm, and then you're putting it on like an exterior
that should stay cold.
Yeah,
like
bound by lettuce.
Warm. Yeah, that's a good
which
point.
is going to get soggy. But if it's like in your bun and you have lettuce,
that seems
then
fine.
That sogginess is not going to bother most of us. But
that's really true.
Right?
That's a good point, because like the warmth and the humidity that escapes from burger patty will like wilt the lettuce a little bit.
Wilt. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly.
Matthew.
I like the wheat-based exoskeleton of this burger. And once I did bite into it, there were a lot of different tastes, and the first bite was really just alfalfa.
The first
sprouts.
bite was sprouts. It's strange that it was. I don't know if that was just like a decoration sort of idea that the first bite is going to be heavy on the sprouts, because the sprouts weren't spread out through the burger. They were really only on the open end.
Yeah, and as I made my way through it, different things going through my mind. I didn't like it, and I was like, this isn't so bad. Then I got some carrot, and I was like, carrot's cool. It's when little bits of the faux meat fell out.
Okay.
I wasn't sure, and I would pick them up, little morsels of meat like I do sometimes, and I was like, this actually tastes pretty good. And this is when I asked, it was like, because it kind of reminded me of rice. And I had a lot of conflicting emotions. I didn't know I didn't know if it spoke more about the burger or if it spoke about my character. I didn't know what was leaning into what.
Now, Matthew, before you bit into it, I told you to have an open mind. And I feel like I was not insistent enough.
You weren't.
Because you just kept your regular mind.
I kept even more closed mind than normal.
Yeah, a little bit.
Shut down.
From the beginning, you felt like you were being excluded, right? Or you were kind of being targeted but nobody knew, right? Like when you're walking in that you eat meat.
Oh, the cashier knew. The woman at the front.
Well, because you looked so confused. You're like, do I call it A veggie burger? Isn't that?
Tell me what to do, Meera. I don't know. Because I went in there with a closed mind. I felt like people were judging me.
And Matthew, I told
all
you
the judgment I pass on to others. It was just a defense.
I feel like I've told you months and weeks ago that we were going to get a veggie burger, and I want you to have an open mind.
Yeah, but I was excited about it because I knew what veggie burger meant. It meant Meera.
Okay,
but it's it's just how it is. It's like, yeah, the end of school is great, but it also means exams.
Yeah, okay, I see your point. Now, Matthew, just some follow-up questions, because I feel like you're mostly sour on this burger. You were still a little vague, but the pita pouch. I feel like you would accept any burger in a pita pouch like that.
Pita pouch is an A+ idea.
Like,
oh yeah,
it's a good idea.
Matthew hates dripping.
Mm-hmm.
This place didn't have plates. Matthew really likes a plate.
Mm-hmm.
I have a basket. I'm okay with that.
A basket you're okay with?
No, I'm not.
No, actually, I knew that.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Like in the past, we've had baskets, and you said, not as good as a plate.
Definitely is not. No. But I didn't even need it. I had a pouch. This is like a on-the-go kind of
Interesting.
Put some of these in your pocket. Well, you could. You could put
I guess it's a pita pocket. You could put it in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed it. That's as much as I'll speak about the pouch. I enjoyed the pouch. What was inside the pouch? I'm not quite set on it, but I think it was... I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about myself for possibly enjoying it.
Meera, I feel like you're looking everywhere. Is there a sound? Oh, it's raining.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't see it this way. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a skylight, so you hear a little drippy on that. I was just like,
did I leave the faucet on?
You had such a look in your eye. I thought like someone snuck into my apartment.
I got freaked out. I thought there was like a badger doing something. Well, because I was thinking, it's like there's an animal just clawing around. It's like, Sasha doesn't have an animal.
Yeah.
It's only when I saw your look of terror.
Sorry.
Makes sense though. Now that you were looking outside, makes
I'm
sense.
like, I can't see any rain.
But must be like, yeah, it's just a light drizzle. Yeah.
Okay,
I forgot how great it was to watch you be terrified of stuff.
Oh man!
I remember we went to watch Signs, and I was able to sit beside you, and it was so good.
When? Because I know the moment that terrified me during
the
Signs.
whole movie terrified me.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was such a good movie though. I'm definitely.
Do you remember any particular things that scared you?
Yeah, like the first spotting of the alien
on the home video.
Of course,
yeah,
that was
like
so freaky.
The quick walk past.
It's walking past the patio door and
lost
looks.
It.
Only years later did I figure it out. That's just the Bigfoot shot. He totally ripped off the Bigfoot shot. You know that one footage of Bigfoot that we've all seen? Of him like in the distance walking and he looks over his shoulder at the camera and keeps walking?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Oh. The alien's walking past the patio door, looks over his shoulder, keeps walking. And it's just that moment when something strange looks at you that's like, oh, it's startling. So except in the Bigfoot footage, further away, and you get to watch them longer. Beside the patio door, it's quick, and so it's even scarier.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So M. Night Shyamalan ripped off...
I mean, it's not ripped off. I mean, he used that move.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to watch more scary films with you.
I'm still just as scared, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I still will get extremely scared in my own house. Mm-hmm. And if I know somebody's in the house, like, who else could it be that's coming up to me? But if I'm occupied and they present themselves just, a few feet away from me and they just happen to pop up, I'll scream.
Yeah. I mean, it was just drizzling a little bit and you freaked me out.
It's
I'm the worst, guys, honestly, sometimes. It's exhausting being like this.
Even on the leadership conference, I would. You were going. If you had to go to the washroom or something, I would put my hockey mask on, put on a different set of clothes, go running in the woods, and beat you to the washroom.
You scared the crap out of me. Then I actually really remember that.
You guys had some sort of like camping trip that you were on that I wasn't on.
Leadership bike trip, I guess.
Okay,
that's what it was. Yeah.
My inability to ride a bike left me out of this one.
Yeah, Red River or something.
Red River. Yeah.
Anyway, I would bring my Jason hockey mask everywhere I went.
Just to scare people, of course.
To scare people, and it was enjoyable.
So, other high school memories of Matthew being scary. Matthew, you had a great impression of the raptors from Jurassic Park that you would do in high school. Meera, do you want to talk about it a little more?
You remember this maybe even better than me.